Check, check. Hey, hey.
Tonight was awesome. That Reedy River Concert, we've played that stage when it was just a slab of cement, and we've seen that stage grow, and we've seen like the crowd grow with it.
Like probably one of the best we've had out at this series.
It feels good. I'm really grateful that the city is cool with a bunch of weirdos like us. That's the second year in a row we've got to play that, and that has to be the marquee venue and series for the city.
Oh, yeah, that feels great. Like I still like kind of like set back from how many people were there. Like I saw a bunch of pictures, and I'm sure I'll look back at them and be like, wow, that's a lot of people. But I mean, that's what it's all about. So that really fires us up to like, you know, keep moving forward and putting out music for everybody.
Time to bust the walls and break the mirrors down. Yes, down, down. Pieces of yourself scattered all around. Fragments of your fears, how you felt better by being bound. Apparently transparency was found. Now your fog is all fizzled out. Seeking you will find that the truth is always found. Watching your facade fall and crumble to the ground. We see right through, we see it clearer. We see right past the smoke and mirrors. We see right through, we see it clearer. We see right past the smoke and mirrors. In this society we're always under pressure. We feel the pressure, resist the pressure. In this society we're always under pressure. We feel the pressure, resist the pressure. Exhale the madness, we're choking on the smoke. Your mirror's filled with fog and you're feeling kinda broken. Just wipe it away. You can see it becoming clearer today. Yeah, yeah, and just remember, you're bigger, how you know it, how you figure. The light that shows your best is your reflection in the mirror. It's still gonna lie to your face, and a lie every day, but we'll all be okay.
I just Smoke and Mirrors. That's the straight up rock and roll song.
Smoke and Mirrors is kind of like that. Smoke and Mirrors is probably our most political song, and you wouldn't know it unless you actually read the words, I suppose. But that's gonna be on the new EP too, so it's a new one. That's the beginning track. It's about just the society we live in. We see through the smoke and mirrors, and we know what's really going on. People are starting to really wake up and know what's going on. That's kind of what Become Alive's about too. So it starts with smoke and mirrors, ends with Become Alive. All this cool stuff in between that's not necessarily political. And smoke and mirrors is not necessarily political, but if you had to pick something, I guess, if you had to pick one, that's definitely one. And I mean, just hear the song. The verses are. I guess that is our political song, yes. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it.
Now it's time to become alive.
Become Alive?
Become Alive, yeah.
The idea with this EP is to kind of blur the lines between an EP and an LP. And the way we're going to do that is have 5 songs that are the standalone radio songs. And then between each song there's an interlude that changes the key and changes the mode and changes the mood. And I guess it came about really, it just is the natural thing to do. We decided to record our first album. We just basically arbitrarily did it and just cobbled together enough songs. And this time around, we just kind of let it naturally happen. And after about a year, we had a few transitions member-wise, and these were the 5 songs that we felt were the strongest. And so it just seemed natural to start tracking those. And then in an attempt to flesh it out, we started building the interludes that tie everything together.
Kind of the way I see it is we've been playing live together now quite often and a bit, and we've like road tested a bunch of these songs, and we kind of like picked like our best 5 songs and just to put like that foot forward, because we write a lot. We have more than 5 new songs that we could put out like a full album if we wanted to, but we decided to focus it in on these ones.
That Girl's on there. That one's been in the works for at least 6 years. It's been seriously 5 or 6 years in the making. So it's just a true story about how I met someone who I ended up dating for a while. The progression was like that happened, dated for a while, broke up. The band wasn't feeling it before the breakup. So I was like, okay, we'll put it on the side, and then just things changed, and the same chick, we're back together, and that happened. And so like I was like, this is time to pull it out. This band dug the tune. John put his little twist on it because he was missing at that time.
They were on Warped Tour. That was just before me. That was, I guess, like the second era of the band. But it was a slow transition. I remember just joining the band and just liking their musicality and just kind of wanting to do my own thing with them and not necessarily wanting to be a part of a unit. And then slowly, over probably a year and a half, just became part of the band. So when it eventually became just a 3-piece, that's really, the band was whittled down to just a trio, and I kind of stepped in, or I was happy to join as the 4th person at that point.
So he put his twist on it, and here it is. I think it's a really great song.
Cause she's that girl, all I live for, bringing up some feelings never felt before. And that girl is all I ever need. She's always on my mind, makes it hard to think. And she knows she's the only one. We're loving so hot, it's coming right from the sun. And I know I can never love her more. She's all I ever need, yeah, she's all I live for. But girl, I caught you looking my way from across the room. And I was wondering if you left with me, baby. Do you think it would be too soon? I can slow it up now, girl. Let me prove what I have to prove. But I'm down if you are down, because what do we have to lose? And now everything in this world is brand new. Got you, that girl, all I live for, bringing up some feelings never felt before. And that girl is all I ever need. She's always on my mind, makes it hard to think. And she knows she's the...
Let me tell you a little bit about the band that played tonight.
Coming right from the sun, and I know I can never love her more. She's all I ever need, yeah, she's all I need.
We had Miss Kelly Joe.
Boy, you caught me looking.
And she's the leader of a band called Phat.
The line is growing longer.
We had Neil Alexander playing bass.
To say, you don't need to impress me, boy.
He plays arenas with country artists, and that's a fact. He's about to open up for Clint Black.
See, if I go or if I stay.
We had Lerm, or you might know him as Mark David Ashley.
One day I could be.
But he plays in 414. He played the percussion.
Bringing up some feelings never felt before.
Brad Jepson. He's a Furman grad. Go Paladins.
You know Doug Jones, everybody. L.O.Z.
Doug Jones. We call him Uncle Doug because we grew up listening to him on the radio, and now he hangs out with us, and he actually thinks we're somewhat cool enough to play music with.
I could probably best tell you about Mountains Bring Us Together, as I mostly wrote that song. And that's a song about Brianne Smith. That's who I live with in North Carolina. And it was about when I lived in Charleston and I started seeing her, and she lived in Asheville. And I just kept going like to the mountains. And I was born in Sevierville, Tennessee, so I'm like a mountain boy by heart. So it was like about kind of like just coming home, and then like just that I just kept seeing her, and I was like, mountains bring us together, and like it just kind of like a crazy like love song, but with a few different motifs in it, I guess you would say.
The train, it smokes a little less, coming down the mountain tracks. The moon, it's a mist. I gotta find my way back. Never got enough, no. You're shooting neither. Falling whole out mountains, yeah, they bring us together. Never got enough, no. You're shooting neither. Falling whole out mountains, yeah, they bring us together.
It takes a whole team of people, you know. We're just the L.O.Z is just the dab for it. It takes us a whole team of people to pull off an awesome show like tonight.
Fleshed out, as you see tonight, you can call like upwards of 5 or 6 other people at any given time to kind of flesh out the band.
You know, Greenville in particular is a very fast-growing city because it's just an excellent town. It's beautiful. It's clean. Everything's great about it. It's walkable. Everything's. We love playing here. We love living here, and the crowd tonight was absolutely amazing, and it's one of the best crowds we've seen in a while. Yeah, I mean, we love living here. We love playing for this town. So.
Tied into when me and Wes were living in Charleston, John was living down in Charleston. They both went to college in Charleston down there, so we have some kind of semi-home base down there in like the Folly Beach area. We played a lot of shows down there. So when I was living down there with Wes, like right before I moved back to Greenville and he moved up to Swannanoa.
Yeah, I live in a little place outside of Asheville called Swannanoa, North Carolina.
It's like, man, I got a riff, man, lying on the beach, but lying, man, like us lions do. And he was like, all right, and it's just like at the edge of America. It's like, okay, but I like to call lying on the beach the Folly Beach anthem. Like that's what I would call it. It's just like if you've been to Folly, you know what that song's about.
Yet what a beautiful way.
We have a great writing team. All four of us write songs. It's not, just because Ryan plays drums doesn't mean he doesn't write words. He writes the words. Wes writes the words. John does too. So. Well, I can tell you about our process. Sometimes it goes two ways. Either I have some lyrics and I say, here's a melody, match it, or it goes where they have a melody and I put words to it, and I like that the best because that's just the easiest thing for me.
And then Become Alive.
That was a song that Josh and I wrote. We just really I think I came up with the music and gave him a demo of just the music, and then he slowly honed in on that.
To be honest with you, I grew up listening to R&B, pretty much strictly R&B, some classic rock, stuff like that, some Beatles, some Led Zeppelin, but mostly R&B. And I think that I write in an R&B style, but reggae just speaks to me in the way it makes people feel, the way it makes me feel too. So I write all about positive things. Like I've definitely been through some negative stuff in my life, but I don't choose to focus on that. It's just that genre fits with that. So I'm not really a R&B style singer per se, but I gravitate towards that genre and write like that. So.
So many steps sleeping, open your eyes and wake up, become alive. So many wasted days years of our lives invested with fear with lies, but that never pays off. No, but realize our lives are filled with purpose. You want this, you deserve this. Just believe.
Become Alive, and that's just kind of like our new, I don't know, it's kind of like our ethos. Like we're trying to do this thing right now as a band and become alive and like make just the best music that we can.
And that song feels like classic Fozzy in the best of ways. That feels like he's basically been writing that theme his whole career.
We want to be able to go out there and, you know, bring this music that we're making here in this community and take some of that love and that vibe around the world.
So here we are, constantly going in every way, forever flowing, getting higher every day. Still never knowing what do we say, are we okay? If it's not working, then why do we stay? This isn't the way, it isn't the pay. Never mistake the difference you can make when you plant your feet firmly on the ground, yes. And do what you can to keep yourself around. Hey! The first step is the longest stride. Don't not show yourself, show what's inside. So many stay sleeping. Open your eyes and wake up, become alive. Yeah. Right.
It's awesome.
Neil. Hold on. Neil. Neil, shut up. Mostly Neil.
By the way. Alright, here we go. We're rolling.
Wait, what? Let's throw that back there. It's important. You got California and Clemson.
My man, introduce yourself. Tell us
Hey!
who you are and how you know these guys. You're going to talk to me right here.
Alright. This way.
Right in the middle.
What's up, buddy?
Take the one in the middle. Introduce yourself. Tell
Hey,
us
man. Neil Alexander. Not gonna happen. I'm too hot? Absolutely. Hey, I'm gonna have you stand behind me. Is that gonna happen? Even better. Even better. Night meetings.
Yeah, those night meetings, Neil.
Yeah, man. Again, Neil Alexander, and I went to actually went to high school with John, so I've known him for a while. And like I said, I lived in Charlotte for a while, and I lived in Nashville for a while, and so obviously I moved back to Greenville. And when I moved back, you know, I hooked up with John, and it's like, hey man, I have a good, you know, great group of guys, and we want to start a band and hang out and make some great music. So I was like, oh, sign me in. So that's kind of where I am now, and obviously playing with these great guys. Oh, it's awesome. And obviously, you know, I think we delivered, and obviously with Brad on keys, or Brad on horn, and then we had Kelly Joe singing. It was great, man. Oh, that's Jack Johnson.
What's your favorite Jack Johnson song?
No. Well, let's say Jack Johnson did not exist in 1995, okay? Jack Johnson existed...
He was alive in 1995.
No, Jack Johnson was a famous boxer in 1965 or whatever. I don't fuck with it.
You're way off. That's like... Cool, that's close enough. That kind of sums up the whole... That's what I want to get in there.
Golf clap.
What's your favorite part about being part of this group?
Bourbon. And,
Obviously,
Say the best part about being in this group is...
the best part of this group is the camaraderie. And I mean, I love these guys. No matter where I am, no matter what happens, I can definitely count on them to help me out.
Liquid. Give me a liquid.
I mean, how much BS do you want me to throw with these guys? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else I could do.
That's what I really wanted.
Dresses are kind of nice for like 6 months a year. They're kind of like, but if they have pockets. This one doesn't have pockets. I don't know what we're doing to women. Just no pockets. Like,
I just thought of it. The perfect word. I think it would become more liquid.
Liquid beats.
That's the liquid. That's it, man.
Liquid.
Oh, it's awesome.